Salty smiled.
Well now, this goes back a long way, me hearties. Back when Edward first arrived on Sodor. Every year, on his birthday, Sir Topham Hatt and Edward would visit all of the stations on the railway and have a slice of birthday cake with the passengers, always in his favourite carriage, the oldest carriage on Sodor, even older than Edward.
He loved riding in that carriage. I remember his smile. It would light up the sky.
Then along came Sir Topham Hatt, the man in charge of all the engines on the island of Sodor. "We shall take away your rails," he said, "and leave you here until you're ready to come out of the tunnel. Will you help pull this train, Henry?" "Oh, yes," said Henry. When Henry had got up steam, he puffed out. He was dirty and covered with cobwebs. "Oh, I'm stiff, he groaned. "Have a run to ease your joints and find a turntable," said Sir Topham Hatt. "What do you think is wrong, fireman?" asked Sir Topham Hatt. "Excuse me, sir," he answered, "but the fact is the coal is wrong. The other engines can manage. They have big fireboxes. Henry's is small and can't make the heat. With Welsh coal, he'd be a different engine." "It's expensive," said Sir Topham Hatt, "but Henry must have a fair chance. How are you, Henry?" "Beep, beep, beep. I feel fine." "Have you a good fire, driver?" "Never better, sir, and plenty of steam." "No record breaking," warned Sir Topham Hatt. "Don't push him too hard." "Henry won't need pushing, sir. I'll have to hold him back." "If I choose you, will you work hard?" "Oh, sir. Yes, sir." "That's a good engine. I'll call you Percy." "Yes, sir. Thank you, sir."
A lady and a stout gentleman stood on Toby's platform. He was, of course, Sir Topham Hatt, but Toby didn't know this yet. "Come on, grandfather," cried the children. "Do look at this engine." "That's a tram engine, Stephen," said Sir Topham Hatt. "Is it electric?" "Whoosh!" hissed Toby. "Shh, shh, you've offended him. But trams are electric, aren't they?" "They are mostly, but this is a steam tram." "May we go in it, grandfather? Please?" "Stop. What is your name?" asked Sir Topham Hatt. "Toby, sir." "Thank you, Toby, for a very nice ride." "Thank you, sir," said Toby. He felt better now.
"Hello, Percy. It's nice to be back." Percy jumped. Yes, sir, please, sir." "You look nervous, Percy. What's the matter?" "Please, sir, they've made me a desperation, sir. To speak to you, sir. I don't like it, sir." Sir Topham Hatt pondered. "Do you mean a deputation, Percy?" "Yes, sir, please, sir. It's Donald and Douglas. They say, sir, that if you send them away, sir, well, they'll be turned into scrap, sir. That would be dreadful, sir. Please, sir, don't send them away." "Thank you, Percy. That will do. But your names will be painted on you. We'll have no more mistakes." "Thank you, sir. Does this mean the both of us?" Sir Topham Hatt smiled. "It means..." But the rest of his speech was drowned in a delighted chorus of cheers and whistles. Later, Sir Topham Hatt arrived. "A very smart piece of work," he said. "Mavis, you did well too, I hear." "It was my fault about those cars, sir," she faltered. "But if I could..." "Could what?" "Come down the line sometimes, sir. Toby says he'll show me what to do." "Certainly," replied Sir Topham Hatt. "Therefore, we're all going to the big city far away." "Hooray! Hooray!" the engines whistled. "Silence!"
"Cheer up, Gordon," said the Fat Controller. "I can't, sir. Is it true, sir, what the diesels say?" "What do they say?" "They boast that they've abolished steam, sir." "Yes, Gordon, it is true." "What, sir? All my Doncaster brothers drawn the same time as me? All gone, except one." The guard's whistle blew, and Gordon puffed sadly away. "Poor old Gordon," said the Fat Controller. If only we could. Yes, I'll ask his owner at once." One evening, Gordon's driver ran back excited. "Wake up, Gordon! The Fat Controller's given you a surprise. Look!" Gordon could hardly believe it. Backing towards him were two massive green tenders, and their engine shape was very like his own. "It's Flying Scotsman," he gasped. "The Fat Controller's brought him to see me. Oh, thank you, sir."
I do not like engines popping through my walls, fumed the barber. I appreciate your feelings, said Sir Topham Hatt, but you must know that this engine and his crew have prevented a serious accident. It was a very close shave. Oh, said the barber. I'm coming apart!
And he did. Then there was trouble.
Well, Oliver, so you don't know your own strength, is that it?
Sir Topham Hatt spoke next.
You look like an iced cake, Henry. That won't do for the royal train. I must make other arrangements.
There is one more prize for our good friend the ram. Here it is. And I'll eat my hat if you don't like it. Then Harold landed. The wind from his blades blew Sir Topham Hatt's hat off. Bah! Well, seems I wouldn't be able to eat my hat even if I had to. You and your station will be really useful, said Sir Topham Hatt. Let's hear a hearty thank you to the friendliest, ghost on the island. But just as it was about to grab hold of him, it stopped. There stood Sir Topham Hatt. It's a good thing I'm visiting this yard tonight. Saving you from scrap is becoming a habit, Stepney. Please stop it. Yes, sir. But I have learned something. What's that? There's no place like home. And that's exactly where you're going now. They're heading for the big hill. It'll slow them down, but they may roll back again, right into the village. Then we'll just have to stop them, won't we? He decided to close the mine. Then he looked at Boulder. We should have left this part of the island alone. I thought you could control freight cars. You shall work the mail train for a while. Maybe the night air will clear your smoke box. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Sir Topham Hatt was worried. Oliver has not returned. We'll send out a search party. It wasn't Oliver's fault, sighed the driver. I'm aware of that. I'm just glad to see you are all safe. You look splendid, Topham, dear. And I'll wear my finest hat just for you, he replied. Your birthday is a great occasion. It is, so don't be late. Don't worry, my dear. I shall be spick and span and right on time. Can I help you, sir? Asked Thomas's driver. Yes, please. Get me to the station as fast as you can. I'm afraid our fireman's taken ill. Then I'll be your fireman. Sir Topham Hatt had to work hard. Coal dust and smut flew everywhere. As the clock struck 3, there stood Sir Topham Hatt. Tired, but triumphant. He gave his wife the flowers. Where were you? I could handle those diesels with bent buffers and a busted boiler. Then you will do Percy's run to the smelter, said Sir Topham Hatt. Yes, sir. Disgraceful, said Gordon pompously. Ahem, said a stern-sounding voice. You have had a trying day, Percy, he said. Yes, sir, replied Percy from beneath the chocolate. But you've showed us all that usefulness does come before cleanliness. So, he added, you shall have your washdown. Oh, sir. And a new coat of paint. Percy just beamed. You have said rude things about Edward. He proved today that he is useful, reliable, and very helpful.
I want to get out, demanded Lady Hatt.
Not now, dear.
Yes, sir, said Gordon sadly. Remember, added Sir Topham Hatt, you are the fastest engine on the island. This made Gordon feel proud. Sir Topham Hatt jumped for joy in James's cab.
Thomas!
Sir Topham Hatt's hat flew high in the air and into the mist.
Sir, your hat!
But Sir Topham Hatt beamed.
Don't worry. I can find another hat, but I'll never find another Thomas.
Thomas smiled from bumper to buffer.